This is Josh with K4CO Radio. Just going to take another visual cue that we are all set from our producer, and we are good to go. So thank you very much for your patience. Gotta love technology, and it's a Monday. So it's just one of those fun things. So we are sitting here live with a wonderful lady. We've talked quite often outside of the studio, and it's just a pleasure to have you in the studio. We are with Amy Slater, CEO of Innovative Events. How are you, Amy?
Good, good. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Thank you for coming in. I absolutely love it. So Innovative Events, you can go to INNOV event.com. Amy, for all of our listeners, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, of course. So, native Coloradan.
Love it.
Penn State here. And fast forward, going into my career, I have been in healthcare. I've done that for over a decade. Loved it. Loved caring for others. Did my CNA, worked in nursing homes, home healthcare agencies. And, after COVID hit, dynamics changed, burnout.
Yeah, they
did. Yeah, definitely changed a lot. And so with that, I started taking a look at, what are some other things I may want to try and do. And with that, I have been in the Army for the last 6 years, worked there in HR and been with Special Forces, been with the artillery unit, and now back up at the state headquarters. I love it, so I'm still a part of that.
What made you go into the Army?
I really wanted to challenge myself. I think, in the healthcare world, I had reached my potential there. And once you get into those companies, those franchises, there's only so far you can go, and then you own it.
Right.
And I didn't really want to own a franchise. So I just had a crazy idea one day that maybe I'll join the Army and let's see what I'm made of.
Great, and it worked out for you, so definitely.
Yeah, they kept me. So I love it and have a family there. And then with that, I started taking a look at what I really want to do with my life. And right now I've kind of have this clean slate, open doors everywhere, and decided to jump into the tech world and the marketing and events. And so for the last year, I spent my time doing events and marketing and supporting other companies, and decided, why don't I make this my thing, make my own business out of this? And so as of September of last year was probably around the time we had conversations of innovative events, and this was with my mentor and a good friend of mine. And so we went for it, and here we are.
That is awesome. No, it's great when you can kind of start over and just kind of rethink about your life and just like, what, this is what I absolutely love to do. Right. What is one of your favorite things about what you're doing right now?
People.
Yep.
I love working with people, and I think, through all of my work and lines of work that I've done it's always involved helping others. And so I started to think, how can I incorporate that in something new that's not healthcare? Right. And with events and with marketing, you're still helping other people. You're helping other people in their business and succeed and watch their journey and how it affects them personally in their lives and within their business. And it's actually pretty cool.
That is very cool. And actually, on your website, I really like this quote: relationships, not transactions. Exceptional experiences and a passion for creating successes. And it's really cool kind of what you do, because kind of similar a little bit here is that the people you work with, the companies that you work with, their success is your success.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely. So when we go into these events, it's where I measure is that I do see their successes, and that can be anything from them receiving a new client to having a successful event that they were pleased with. And again, these events come from podcasts to trade shows to galas and music festivals. There's so many, and it's a journey everybody's on, and I get to jump in that.
I was just about to ask you about the types of events that you do. So
yes,
that's quite the range. right there.
It is, well, and that's only some of it, right? I mean, the other events that I would say that I don't touch would be like weddings or birthday parties and things such as that. But
Right.
when it comes to these social private events, community and public events, online, virtual, hybrids, all of those, I indulge in that and enjoy helping businesses succeed through those events.
That is great. Once again, I want to let everybody know at INNOV event. And we're speaking with Amy Slater, the CEO, right here. What would you say sets your events apart? Very makes you unique.
So as you read in our website, that these events are not just gatherings. We are building relationships. So they're designed to create partnerships, secure deals, and give returns on the ROI. And what I love is those relationships that are built that can be within the attendees, new clientele, partnerships, sponsors. So really, if you put on multiple hats and mindsets, you're not going in narrow-minded with just one direction of I'm here for a client and that's it and walking out the door. So when you go in and you're open-minded to talking to people, learning about what their needs are and even their businesses, that's where you can find how you can help them, right? And we're all in here, all in this together, with our businesses and our ventures, and learning where their gaps are and how you can support them. Right there, you're solving a problem for someone and building a relationship that will come back to you. They'll refer you. They'll support you in what you're doing.
That's one of the biggest keys to which, one of my favorite things to do here on the radio station is interviews, because I love learning about people. Behind every business is a passion, a reason why it was started. So really getting to know your clientele so that you can really figure out their mission and how you can accurately help them is just key.
Right.
I love it. Tell us about some of the events that you've been really proud of recently that you've done. And just kind of give us kind of an overall scope.
Yeah. So I had a trade show in Florida that I went to.
Ooh, Florida.
Yeah, get to enjoy the beach. Or, well, get to enjoy the nicer weather.
There you go.
I don't
Exactly.
know that I made it to the beach, but so at that event, my routine is setting up the booth, the exhibit tables, getting that all prepared for the business I'm supporting. And then throughout the day, while the exhibit floor is opened, I go out and I meet all these different vendors. And so while I was out, I was working for an MSP company and trying to find them some clientele, potential partnerships that they can join in on. And I ended up finding a CPA on the floor that was needing an MSP. And so timing was great, in which we were able to land him a contract with 200 endpoints for that MSP. So that event was very successful. And it's I love going out and meeting these people. Every single business is a little different in what they offer. And when I came up to this CPA, she was like, this is exactly what I need. You are who I was meant to talk to today. I exchanged information, introduced her to the MSP I was working with, and they took over from there. So,
And for all the listeners that don't know, what is MSP?
a managed service provider. So those are your tech guys and gals, IT support, cybersecurity, system automation. They're fantastic.
All the stuff I wish I went to college for, so that I knew what I was doing for the most part. So
Yeah.
And you started everything back in September of 2024. So man, it's definitely been a ride. I mean,
Yeah.
you're within your first year right now.
I am. So a lot to learn, and I love it. That'll be continuous through the rest of my life, right? All of us in our careers and adapting and the change. And, right now the hot thing is AI, right? So how can we incorporate AI to make our businesses stronger and better? And we do that in, our events. So we use AI, and, we start back in September, the ideas, but it wasn't until March that we officially launched and got everything ready and set and going. But, you know, well, we're just starting many years to come. Don't plan on ending anytime soon.
And you do have a great mentor. What are some big things that your mentor has really opened your eyes to when starting all of this? Because starting your own thing, it's always learn as you go. You think you're, like, oh, I'm a pro. When I started this radio station, like, yeah, I got it. Then I come to realize I don't know all that much, and there's a big learning curve on it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think for every person, it's a little different. For myself, a mentor was having someone that even just believed in me. That was a huge thing because it wasn't the first time I considered starting a business and venturing off like this. But having someone that has been willing to be with me through everything, the ideas, the planning, let's try this, let's try that. And then, his own skills alone has been phenomenally helpful, right? But yeah, with a mentorship that has made all the difference of me having someone believe in me to realize, okay, I got this. I can do this, and really when we can then share that with the others that we work with, and it's no different with marketing, is showing them what they've got. Let's get your brand out. What does this look like? And getting on all those social platforms, going on these live interviews, meeting people. So many of them don't even want to go out to these events and meet people. They're like, oh, we'll just hire someone to go. But we you want to see the face of the company. You want to see and meet these people. So it's also then in turn now I can mentor others even within my work and hopefully new business owners as well.
And that's one thing as a owner, the more you're out there, the more you're talking to people, the more you're seeing people, the better. I'm actually just slowly getting comfortable. We have a vice president of media that's just great with connecting people and talking, and I'm learning as I go, but it's great to go out to the events and everything and meet everybody. And when a business, when somebody contacts you, tell us a little bit about the process that you take from, hey, I'm with ABC company and really looking for somebody, an MSP, to really help us carry out our mission.
Yeah, so the startup, like I'll give you an example of one that I have right now. I have a gentleman in Australia who wants to bring his company here into the US. So where I start is I like to have that initial interview with them, learn about who they are, what it is, whether it's a product or a service they have, what is that? And then afterwards, I give myself about a week that I'll do my own research. I want to make sure that I can create a strategy plan depending on what it is they're asking of me. So that could be for them moving here in the US is that I need to see who are their competitors, who is their audience, what events would be beneficial for them to come out to and people see them and get their brand out there.
So you actually point out different events and different public areas that they should go to in their line of work.
Right. Yeah, because that is a question to many of them is they know who they want to sell to. Now, where are they going to go?
Right, exactly. I know I need these types of people. Where can I find these types of people?
Right. Exactly. And that's what innovative events will do for you is we help find where your audience is at, where those best shows or best people to connect with and partner with, and we introduce you and start building those relationships.
Gotcha. What types of things do companies not, in your experience, what types of things do companies not think about when building their brand? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
No, you're good. There's many things. So it can be their brand in general. They may have inconsistency. So a lot of the times it's okay, what's your brand? And they may not even know what that is. So we help them define that. We want to make sure we identify those unique things within their brand that differentiate them from others, right? There's thousands upon thousands of MSPs, and which one do we do and why? So we dive in deep about who their company is, what they are, and what differentiates them, and we want to take those differences and throw that out to the audience and say, pick me.
What type of clients are you looking for? Actually, what are your favorite types of clients?
Yeah. Well, I still have time to identify exactly what that is. I do know that where we do have a head start is with MSPs, and that is because of my CTO is an MSP himself. So when it comes to planning events for them, we have a head start where we have the source right here in our own company.
Hmm.
And so that makes a difference for us and how we can support other MSPs within their businesses. I have another client that is a salesman and written books. So we do podcasts, and we have a 10 set series we're going to be starting in April. And so come and join us then on LinkedIn Live. And so helping him get his story out with his book. And then I have another gentleman who's in the medical field. So that's
Which you know a little bit about. Okay.
yeah. So at least that feels like a little more of touching home for me, a little more in my comfort zone for sure. And that, pretty soon here, we're looking at opportunities of me participating in some events with them as well.
Hmm.
Going to these, I want to say like a lunch and learn, but in the evening, getting together, having these dinners, networking,
Hmm.
and connecting with others. So that'll be a venture as well.
You touched on it a little bit. You touched on AI, and AI is such a huge topic these days because no one really knows everything. They don't know if they like it, they like this, they don't like this. You're using AI, and actually on your website it says using technology, AI, creativity, experience, and marketing. You help build the brand. So let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, AI is definitely shaping marketing and events. And this is where I'm so thankful for my CTO because he's found so many wonderful tools that he's shared with me. And what it is everybody's got this fear over AI like taking over their jobs, right? And I've listened to some of these panel discussions where it's like, no, not at all. It's going to be the people who know how to use AI in their business that are going to excel.
Hmm.
And so that is something that we want to use within innovative events, and we do that with like our hybrid and online events. We use AI. We use it in our social media. I can't quite give away all the secrets to
Oh,
my
of course,
sauce,
of
but
course.
the AI, it's a time saver. It's a
Hmm.
huge time saver. It helps with personalization.
Hmm.
It gives smart recommendations. It can enhance attendee engagements and experience. So I see that as something that we will continue to grow and learn and adapt to,
Hmm.
and innovative events is not afraid of incorporating that in
And
ours.
there's a lot of great things. I mean, at first, with AI, so I'm in the radio business, and so we received our first many months ago AI song,
No, okay,
and it's in the in art side. I think that's where it's kind of going to get a pushback.
yeah,
But one of my favorite things about it is kind of what you mentioned, where it can help you reword things,
mm,
rephrase things, get just a much better clarification
right.
for what you're doing.
Oh, definitely. And then AI, we always say it's not human, right? And we still want to have that human touch in all of our work, everything that we do.
Exactly.
So there's going to be things where, to me, and for some businesses it'll make sense, but for mine it doesn't make sense to use AI on like calls. For an
Hmm.
example, right? I've listened to a vendor give me their spiel on it, and it's like, well, I know how much I don't like it when I make a phone call and I'm stuck to a machine and I just want a person.
Exactly. And you cannot get that these days.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If you are listening in, we are live on video, so you can see this wonderful face in front of me as well. And you can always type in any comments. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. And there's another one, Instagram, actually, too. So if you do have a question or anything to say, you can type it in to the comment section, and we can go over and try to get to all of them. There is one question that did come through that I did want to ask. And the question is, do you offer all kinds of packages for individuals or larger companies? What is the focus there?
Yeah, both. Both.
So no company is too small or too big.
Yeah. No, I'm willing to take a look at it all at this point, and that's where I will find where our strengths are. And I have no issue asking for help. I've connected with other partners that I have some partners I've connected with that can provide support. So if it's not something that I can directly do for you, I would still like to have that conversation with you and at least get you in the right direction.
Gotcha.
So,
and do you kind of tailor your packages and services to whatever business that you're looking at?
Yes. So there's no one set in stone price for things or a package. It really does get tailored to what that business needs are, and those are all very different. Industry to industry, it's different, and then each person is in a different spot in their journey. Maybe they've already got their brand created. Maybe they just need to renovate some things, or they already have their sales and marketing, and they just need me to come out to these events and host at the exhibit tables. I have a client like that. So yeah, it's a phone call, a conversation, taking a look at what they need, and we determine what makes sense.
Gotcha. I love it. And we do have another question out there, and this is a great question because we started this station back in 2023, and just the roller coasters of everything and the learning process of it. We have a question on one of our social media viewers. What advice would you give to a new business owner that is just starting up? And you can give a couple advices too, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's many. The advice I give is start looking at the circle you're surrounded with. You want to start putting yourself around other entrepreneurs, other business owners, people that their drive is to grow. Because that mindset and that way of thinking is very different, and you're going to get a lot of positive input, a lot of ideas and constructive criticism from someone like that versus, like I can say I can go back to maybe some people I used to talk to or hang out with now that would look at me and be like, oh, I don't know that. Are you sure you can do that?
Yep.
So you really want to position yourself around the right people that have your interest at hand as well.
One good thing that I've actually enjoyed conversations with is like local chambers of commerce, because right there, that's what you get is all predominantly business owners, people who started their own thing. So do you work with any chambers of commerce in your events, city councils or anything like that?
Well, I did sign up for Boulder. I'm waiting for their response.
Oh, all right.
So once I get that, hopefully I'll be a part of that team as well. I have dabbled into different networking events. I like to go on Eventbrite and meet up and find other hosts that are hosting these networking events. And a lot of the times I found other actually things that I didn't expect to find there. I found different connections that were very beneficial. I don't think I've walked out of one in which where I'm like, that was a waste of my time. Each one I've gathered something. So it's really being open-minded and looking for things maybe where you least expect it.
I would definitely agree with that, being open-minded, especially when talking to other people who have done the same thing that you're doing right now. So. Yeah. When you go through these businesses and you start doing these events, do you kind of initiate an event? Do you help create, hey, this type of event would be good for you? Or is it more, hey, we want to do this type of event, help us with it?
Both.
It's both.
So that's just because all these different companies that come to us are in different places in their businesses. So we've had some that are like, I don't know what to do. How can we drive in more revenue? How can we get these clients to see us and know that we're here? And then in those scenarios, that's where we do help with the planning, the finding the event, the coordination, as well as hosting the event the day of, and then afterwards looking at those metrics and what went great, what didn't, what can we do better. And then we have others where I jump in for the day of the event, help them host it, and I'm out on my way. So it depends on where they need us.
That's nice. So you help tailor the events that they want to do, but you will also throw different ideas at them to really push their brand.
Yes.
And everything. What would you say are some of the biggest mistakes that new business owners, people starting their business, make?
Not being willing to try things out of fear of failure. And I can be guilty of too myself. Many times we push back. We think we need to wait, or we're uncertain of what these results may yield, so maybe we shouldn't try it. I think the best thing you can do when you're a new business owner is take a look, do some research. What are all your options, and just start trying them. Mm-hmm. Start trying them. Find what works for you, because what works for you may not work for the other. And hey, you found what works. Take it and run.
Right. One thing about mistakes or different things is social media is huge out there right now. And I know many business owners that don't do social media, and I know the ones that are just very involved in it. What is your take on that in today's world?
Yeah, I think social media is huge. And then that then goes industry based, right? Like if you look here at K4CO Radio, I recall you guys saying that, what was it, Facebook and Instagram is like where you get a lot of your audience and people, listeners coming in. Mm-hmm. And for me, I have an Instagram and a Facebook account, and it's dead. But you go on my LinkedIn and it's busy.
Right.
So I think it's important to still be pushing through each and every avenue. You don't know who you might reach, and it just takes that one person. You never know. Is it going to be that 200 endpoint contract? Is it going to be, you don't know where someone's fully looking. So I like to push through all avenues and keep those doors opened.
Do you think there's differences between different social media platforms that can help or even hurt businesses? I know LinkedIn is very business.
It is.
Professionals.
Yeah. It is big on the business professional side, and maybe I would say it would make more sense for like a music festival to be advertising on a Facebook account or Instagram, TikTok. I do think there are better platforms for specific industries, and those are the ones you put huge effort into. Mm-hmm. You'll put more effort into those platforms that work for your business. Gotcha. But I think keep all doors open for all of them, because you never know.
and speaking about LinkedIn and the business wise, so with these events, mm-hmm. do you do just in-person events? Do you do virtual events? Do you do hybrid? What is your thing?
Yeah, so we've done the in-person events, many in-person events. Now the LinkedIn Live is great for say there's many times in which you start to plan an event and maybe the attendees just are not there, and then do you really want to throw away all that time you've spent creating this educational event for say MSPs, for example? Do you want to cancel it, or do you want to then switch it and make it virtual, and then just start inviting everybody on your LinkedIn account, your social accounts, and bring them through? So I think it is valuable that we have the ability to be hybrid. Mm-hmm. It can allow you to catch more people than just in your hometown. You can get all over the US, all over the world. So I think hybrid is a very smart way to go.
Do you think ever since, COVID and everything, that virtual events are predominant? Or do you see in-person events kind of coming back? What is your take on that?
I would have to do more research on that, because during COVID, I was in healthcare.
Right, exactly. Very true.
But I mean, I think that we've come through with technology now and our abilities to do events, and we've adapted to the ability to do things online because of COVID. Mm-hmm. That I don't think that we would ever go back I think this is something we are now adapting to in the future, and how can we cultivate it even better?
Gotcha. We do have another question from a social media. At conference events, would you recommend hosting VIP dinners, for example? It has etc. on it.
Yes, of course. And I would. This is a great time to connect with people. So I have participated in dinner events where, for example, we bring in, say, maybe 30 attendees, and we had 30 MSPs, and then we have about two sponsors, sometimes three sponsors that will take care of the cost of this event for the MSPs, and they have the opportunity to introduce themselves, introduce their product, who they are, what they do to all these MSPs, and that's their audience. They get to sit down, network, talk with them, and we definitely don't want things to go salesy, right? I hear that a lot from MSPs that we're tired of their pitches.
Yep, gotcha.
But being able to go in a more casual event, doing a dinner, doing a lunch, even a breakfast, going out and sitting down and talking with your audience and how you can support them, what they need. It's huge.
You mentioned a lot about different MSPs. So as a managed service provider, I mean, do you work with a lot of other managed service providers? Is this like a kind of collab sometimes for some of these events?
Yes, a lot of the events I have gone to are designed for MSPs.
Okay.
And so that is because I also work alongside with the Managed Service Providers Association of America. And so with that, I get to participate in a lot of these events that are MSP related. So a lot of my networking and people I've met are MSPs.
How about nonprofits? Do you work with nonprofits and fundraising and stuff like that?
Not yet,
Not
but
yet,
I'm ready.
But you're ready. You're looking forward
I
to
would
it.
love
Nice.
to. Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to connecting with Sarah and joining her on some of these. I know that she's had opportunities, and I think what I love about those is those hit more on a personal level. A lot of those events, people are there for a personal reason where they have a story and an experience themselves that is very different than I'm here to sell a product.
Right.
And so you get to know someone on another level, and again, that's something that I enjoy, where it's with people. It is more about that person and helping them. So when we can go into these nonprofit organizations and jump in for cancer researches or autism or whatever that may be, I think that's somewhere where I would like to see myself ending up too.
A lot of them are very personal and even very rewarding, just because, when we interview nonprofits, especially the people that started them, the stories are just amazing.
Right.
And, not always joyful either, which is why they did it right there. So I really... I wish you a lot of luck when it comes to it. And Sarah's definitely a great person to get into that. She's been in it for about 20 years, different nonprofits. So
Wow. Yes.
yeah, it'll be nice. What are some of your plans for 2025 or going forward?
Oh my goodness, a lot.
I like it.
A lot of plans. So right now I am really in a lot of my research and building my brand and getting known. So our big push this year will be getting out, meeting people, jumping in these events, supporting as many people as we can, and generating the stories of our own to share with others and our successes, helping others.
Nice.
So,
Nice. If you ever, you said you were in the Army
Yes.
for quite a while. Do you see yourself at any point working with people that you still know from the Army in a more government capacity with it, the events?
I guess I've never thought or considered what that could look like for myself alongside the Army. Working with them. I'm with the Army National Guard. I do my drill weekends and my AT, and I love it. And I sit there and I think when we have opportunities for like our holiday parties, I'll jump in. It's not the same capacity, but I'm someone that enjoys that. trying to think of, that is something that I should probably consider and see
Yeah, it
how
would
I
be
could
interesting.
incorporate that in.
Just because
Yeah.
you were already in it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
On your website, which I actually do like the website a lot, INNOV event.com. Under services, you have speaking engagements.
Yes.
So you handle speakers.
Yes, and
Okay.
that's where we do those live interviews and podcasts online, LinkedIn Live. We filter it through YouTube, and we can get it on through Facebook. Thanks to my CTO, let him take care of all the tech side of it. But yes, and so that can be where we have people who want to come in and they have a story they want to tell, they have a product they want to sell, whatever that may be. We can provide those podcasts for them to share their message. I do like to bring in multiple speakers and collaborate. So it's not just someone coming in and telling you la da 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 da, right? You don't want to get bored and tired listening to
I
some
like
of
the
that.
I like the multiple speakers where they can talk
Yes.
among themselves. Actually, I don't agree with that, and kind of
Right.
get their own foot out there.
Right. Yeah, and you can do that with any industry. So why not?
Right.
Why not?
Exactly. Under your services on your website, you got Event AV, and I take it AV is audio video.
Oh, so yeah, audio
Okay,
video.
audio,
Yep.
video, yeah.
That section definitely falls under my CTO. He's the technical savvy guy. But this, like, say we get a venue, and you don't want to pay for their recommended vendor for their PowerPoint or their backdrops and so forth. That's something we can provide support in, and we're not gonna break your bank for it either. These things are crazy expensive.
They
Makes no
definitely
sense.
can be. Exactly. Also, under social, you have social media and engagement too. And I want to talk about engagement. How important is it for businesses to be engaging on social media, in your opinion?
I think it's very important. They want to see that you're active. If you go and you look at businesses and you start comparing them, you're going to see who's active, who has their stories, their blogs, their social posts, their reviews, all these things. And you run into one who looks like they don't do anything with it, you're going to skip and go to the next one. So I think it's very important that people are actively on there doing that, and people see you active and online, they're going to reach out to you. I notice the more I'm active on there, I keep getting messages.
Which makes sense. Exactly. And it's funny how sometimes you go to different pages for businesses or something like that, and they haven't posted anything in a long time or anything like that. It's like, are they even still open?
Exactly. And many of them, this may just be, they don't even realize how powerful the social engagement is, and they think, oh, they can just come to the store and here it is, or they can call me and then I'll let them know what they need to know. But everybody goes online now. Everybody turns to their computer and they compare, they look at reviews, they look at their websites, their social platforms, and seeing how their company runs and operates. And if you don't have anything to show that, they're going to move on to the next.
Right, exactly. Do you think when it comes to websites, social media engagement, going out, which is the most important, in your opinion?
I think the engagement, because if you don't follow up, if you don't keep those relationships going, and you disappear in any way, you lose those relationships and they move on to someone else. Because as I've been told, the tech world is going to keep going whether you go along with it or not, and they'll move on.
Yep.
So I think businesses that are smart and they don't stop and wait for you, they're going to move on to the next person. So stay engaged with your people.
And that is huge, especially as you said, technology is not going anywhere. In fact, it's just getting more and more and more, which we've seen throughout the decade. So do you think most people actually really research a company on social media first?
Well, I would say, yeah. How many times are we on our phones at night scrolling through?
Whatever platform it is. Exactly.
Right, whatever platform it is. And I'm guilty of it. I'll be online, I'll be scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good product. That's a great idea. And I'll click on their stuff and I'll research it and check it out. Word of mouth is huge. And that's where I think engagement and building those relationships. I do think word of mouth is going to be your number one. I think when you make those connections with people, you build those relationships, they're going to refer you to anyone and everyone they know because they view you as the best. You've helped their business thrive or you fixed this problem, whatever that may be. And I want to say a lot of new clientele that I see come to people I work for is their referrals.
Yeah, one thing we really strive for here is kind of bringing back, and I think a lot of people with technology, with the pandemic, with everything, I think they're really just craving more of a sense of community out there, and you can't really get that on social media sites for that much. So that's why I kind of do agree with you that getting out there and actually talking with people and going to the events is crucial for businesses coming in. So
it is. You know, the online and social platforms makes you aware of what's going on. Now go out and go into it. Don't just keep looking at it on your phone. Start going out, meet people, get involved, and grow.
Right. Do you have any events coming up that you are planning that might be a public event? I know many of them might be private as well, but anything that is on the horizons?
Yeah, actually, this next week we're going to Las Vegas for a
I'm
conference.
jealous. All right, I love Vegas. All right, before you talk about the conference, what's your game?
Watching. I do not gamble.
Do not. All right.
I like to keep my money in my pocket.
Fair enough. I like it.
And you?
Blackjack or poker. Okay. I mean, I can't do machines. I don't trust machines. You know, I like physical cards and stuff like that. So
your odds are better.
You have a conference coming up in Las Vegas. What is this about?
Yeah. So this conference is going to have a whole bunch of MSPs there, a lot of educational opportunities in their classrooms. So we'll have panelists, we'll have speakers. The exhibit floor is going to be open for people to connect. And we'll be there the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And we'll be there through the MSPAA. So we will have the MSP dinner on the Tuesday night. So I encourage any of you that are going to be there, jump onto the MSPAA website and sign up for that dinner. Come join us as long as you're an MSP. That's something we'll provide you.
Do you know what dinner it is? What's on the entree? Do you know?
I don't even think I've gotten to that far.
All right.
We'll find out together.
We will. What is somebody listening in who just is kind of interested? I'm sure most of your clients or people who get a hold of you, they just, like myself, don't really know the whole scope of things that you do. That's kind of what I think. What is the best way for someone to contact you?
Yeah, so the best way to contact me is you can go onto my website. I have a contact form on there, which is at the innovevent.com. I always want to say innovative, but it's not fully there. You can jump onto our website. I do have a contact form on there. And if you're sure you want to do podcasts, I even have a form there that gives you instructions of the banners, your bio, everything I need to get started with podcasts for you. And if you want to set up a consult, give me a call at 720-588-0830, and you can ask for me. I will set up a time and we could talk further about what your needs are.
And podcasts, they are huge. These, which I absolutely love. People really like to hear informative stuff or entertaining stuff, but people talking and relating. So are these podcast things that you set up yourself and you work with other podcast companies or podcasts that work with you?
Yeah, I have worked with other podcasters.
Okay.
I enjoy doing that because then things that I don't even think of, they think of and make the conversation more enticing. And then we have ones where it is very solo. Someone just wants to do their podcast and I do Q&A with them. We invite listeners as we are now to participate and ask questions. So we do a variety. There's so many ways in which you could do the podcast, whether you want it live, you want it recorded, and some people it's their very first time, like me today.
Well, you're doing great. I love it.
I just kind of dove in for the live, right? But some other great avenues is doing the recordings. So for people that are more nervous and need to practice, and we can edit out those awkward gaps, help them find their words. So yeah, it's definitely available for anybody that's a starting up business to those that are more experienced and out there and just looking for someone to provide them support where they need it.
Well, I knew you would be great live just because we've talked prior, and you're always just very conversational. It's great. We do have another question.
Okay. Yes.
That came in from one of our social media platforms. And this is actually a pretty good one because everybody knows that new companies, what's king? Money. Money is absolutely king. If a new company does not have the funds to attend an event, what do you recommend? And this is a pretty good question, I must say.
I think you find someone who is attending and see how you can partner with them in some way. Sometimes it doesn't have to be monetary exchange to support each other and get into these events. I've seen people who go halvesies on these exhibit floors that can cut your costs in half. You could participate through, sponsorships. If there's a skill you hold that they need, offer to give out your skill and support their business in exchange for them bringing you in on something you need to do. I think that's the best way when you're not looking at the monetary exchanges is what service can I provide you that you need? And let's exchange that and see how we can help each other.
That's a great answer, yeah, especially for startups.
Yes.
When, it's kind of,
right.
It's a little tight. Exactly. So
right.
Once you start getting your branding out and everything like that, and you can start affording this, but collaboration with other people, I think is not only beneficial for you, but the whole exchange of I help you, you help me, we'll grow together.
Exactly.
And I think that's a big thing about going back to community centered business. Yeah. So
definitely.
I love that. That's a good question. Thank you very much. Listener, or actually, viewer. That was a viewer right there. Right. Well, you're going to be actually sponsoring some interviews here at K4CO, and we're so excited for that. It's just absolutely great. So everybody's going to be seeing more innovative events through K4CO. So you're going to be getting to know Amy pretty well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Happy to.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else actually that I have not covered that you really just want to make sure to get out? Or did I really just do a great job? No.
Yeah, no, I think you did great. I think we've covered quite a bit. And really for anybody who we didn't answer a question you may have, feel free to reach out to me. Reach out to me on my LinkedIn, jump on my website, give me a call, and we can talk about how we can support you.
LinkedIn Innovative Events. Yeah, website is innovevent.com again. So definitely check it out. And it's a good website too to just kind of look around, see everything that you do, but you really won't know the scope of things that they do until they contact you.
Yes.
That's the best.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. It's been absolutely amazing having you in here, and definitely want to have you back again later on, and really looking forward to how you help out so many businesses out there with stuff that new business owners don't even want to think about. Really. I think that's the biggest thing. When you agree that they want somebody else to kind of take the reins when it comes to it. And you have so many different services that you do offer and you tailor it to every business. Yeah. I think it's great. Yeah.
Thank you. And definitely, definitely. I think, we can help those businesses where their goals is to be prospecting. Theirs is to be doing their job as a business owner. So when we can come in, take care of everything else behind the scenes to make their events happen, that's what we specialize in.
I love it. All right. Well, everybody, you've been listening to Amy Slater, the CEO of Innovative Events. And again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're always so lovely to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a
problem.
pleasure.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been an interview on K4CO Radio. We're going to get you back to our regular scheduled programming. And if you were listening to the entire thing, thank you very much. This interview was pushed about a half hour, but absolutely really appreciate it. Gotta love technology. And that's why you're here too and learning about it,
Yep.
I love how one of your mentors is just here for this technological stuff. He's amazing.
Agreed.
And he's helped you out so much, and yeah, he's awesome. Well, thank you very much. We're going to get you back to our regular programming. Be sure to tune in right after this, actually, for our afternoon mix of music. That goes until 5 o'clock. And have a great rest of the Monday. Take care.